Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's Wheel Time, sponsored by Cokewell Casino Resort.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we're going to join Kelly Painter from Painter's Guide Service, one of the pro staffs from Brad's. Kelly, first things first, thanks for taking a couple of minutes. We all know that you're out there with clients this morning, but it sounds like you've had a little bit of action. Tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, we have. We started about 8 o'clock, probably got the gear in, and we had a couple hookups early. Lost one right at the net, one of those unfortunate things, but that happened. Got stripped a couple times on some bait, and then it kind of died off there at the checkerboard. And so we moved over to the deep water here, just between Chinook and Ilwaco there by the one marker, and got one, or actually we lost the first one, and then just got one here about 5 minutes ago. So hopefully we'll get another chance.
Well, Kelly, I got to assume that you've been down there for several days now, that the season's been open for the last 9 days. How's the season been for you up to now? And as of today, what's your plan?
So the river fishing started kind of slow. We went out to the ocean several times, had great fishing out there. And got a couple of kings mixed in, but a lot of silvers, and it was really good fishing. And now that these tides are starting to get a little bigger, yesterday was the first day that I would consider pretty decent. You know, we hooked about 15, 16 fish, landed a dozen or so. We didn't get to keep many of them, but that's how it works sometimes. But we had a fun day, and it was good. Fish have been, I felt like last year they were really hard to pattern. It was like just random where the fish would be, and the next day was totally different. And yesterday felt back to normal, where we follow them down on the outgoing, and then on the incoming we followed them back in. And that was really nice to see, because that makes my life a lot easier.
I can only imagine. As a guide, you got full boat, you got rods all over the place. If you can stay in front of fish, that's always a good thing. What are you actually fishing with, Kelly? What baits and setups are you kind of using?
So I got a couple of super baits out. Always have super baits on. One of my favorites right here. That pink color when the sun's out just lights them up. I have some of the more chartreuse stuff on right now. I think I got a mango, and what else have we got on there? I don't remember, but the brighter stuff. Gotcha. That's kind of matte color, because we got overcast skies here. And then I got a triangle and a herring on a rod, and I got a anchovy on a 360 on the other one.
Okay, so you're covering all your bases.
Sorry.
That obviously, with you got enough rods, everyone, you can get a bunch of different baits out there. Well, tell us about today. It's the 9th of August, my wife's birthday, by the way. But how's the crowd this morning on a Saturday, and how's the fishing overall?
I would say fishing is getting pretty good now. We'll see how it remains the rest of the day, but we've had probably 6 or 7 chances so far out of less than 2 hours on the water. So I'll take that. We have nothing in the box, but sometimes that's the way it goes. It seems like you get on a streak one way or the other, and then we'll get some keepers. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like I said, I was a little worried early. We did not see the action that we've seen the last couple years in the early season. Luckily, we were able to keep the ones we caught up until the 6th, and so that helped a lot. But finally started picking up here yesterday, and I've really got a good feeling about today. I think the incoming tide is going to be good. We had a huge pile of fish come through here, 10 minutes ago, and got one, lost one, and had a bunch of them in the gear. And so, we're just waiting for the next little batch to come through, and hopefully like what we have to offer.
Well, Kelly, we've got a big warm-up that's coming into the valley. They're saying we're going to get close to 100 degrees for the next 3 days. Is that going to change your plan based on those conditions and what it'll do along the coast? Are you going to stay away from the salt water and stay in the river? What's your plan this week?
I will probably be in the river. We'll see what happens. We may go out to the ocean for a day, but I like fishing the river once they show up. Once we can get some steady king action, I like staying in the river and playing that game. As far as the warm temperatures, I think we got enough tide movement that besides the sunshine, it's probably not going to change the fish too much or the temperature of the water. It might warm it up some, but honestly, I think that's a good thing. Warm river water seems to stop them and help them hang out for a couple days. And I think that's what we were missing last year. You know, we had that big run and certainly had some good fishing here, but on the big tide days, they just kind of pushed through and didn't want to stick around. And yesterday, if that was an indicator, you know, the fish followed that normal pattern that we want them to, and they got up to the bridge or the ships, and then turn around and come back out with the outgoing.
Well, that leads me to my last question, Kelly. Everybody is calling us up. We're getting messages quite often. Hey, I need to try to get out on the water. I know it's late. Are you booked up all the way through the rest of the season down there, or do you have any spots to fit anybody in?
I have spots on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, I believe it is.
Oh, good.
And had a few guys that can't make it there, so I have some spots on those days.
I'll tell you right now, everyone, if you get the chance to get out with Kelly, there's a reason why he is a pro staffer with Brad's. He knows what he's doing, and if they're there, he'll find them for you. Kelly, as always, man, we appreciate you spending some time with us, sharing what you're seeing out there real time. Be safe and catch some fish, will you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Owen.
Thanks, Kelly. Good luck. That's Kelly Painter. He's the owner of Painter's Guide Service. They've had a really good morning already, but not being able to keep anything. They had a 10, 12 fish day, landed, and with the clipped only changes the game in a lot of situations. All right, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, we got your deal of the week from Fisherman's Marine, and I'm just going to make sure that Scott's got to stay here and torture him a little bit. We'll be right back with the end of the show. We'll be right back.